Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we are going to be talking about the case of Kevin Dundon whilst I do a watercolour painting from The Last of Us. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe down below for more. Kevin was enjoying life, working in the galley aboard ferries. He would spend his wages having fun, drinking, living life. He was a happy guy, just doing what he enjoyed. His brother Tom described him as, quote, happy-go-lucky. His eldest brother Jimmy said, quote, he worked hard and played hard. He was quiet in his way, bit of a joker. He left notes on the back of photos, making comments, and named himself King Kevin in the family. His youngest brother Danny recalled, quote, he bought loads of records, loved his music, bought clothes, had a girlfriend, and was very happy, always smiling. At the time of his disappearance, he was just 22 years old. His brother Tom was the last to see Kevin in person, other than those aboard the ship. Tom dropped Kevin off to work that day, not knowing it would be the last time he would ever see his brother alive again. Tom said, quote, he didn't want to go on that boat. He didn't like it. He didn't like the crew. He wasn't happy to go on it. But he went anyway. Then that was the last anyone saw of him. He was working on a vessel named the Viking Viscount, which set sail from Felixstowe to Zeebrugge at around 9 a.m. on the 21st of September 1980. With 86 crew members aboard, there were also 605 passengers on board, and most were organised in groups. A witness testimony from Kevin's colleagues state he was seen working at a sink at around 6 p.m. Then he was believed to have been seen exiting the galley through a door around 6:30 p.m., which would lead him to the toilets or the deck. Sources say at around 6:50 p.m. it was noticed Kevin had not returned to the sink, and an announcement was made over the public address system for him to return. When he still hadn't returned for 40 minutes, at 7:30 p.m., a number of further announcements were made for him to return, and then searches began to take place. The ferry docked at Felixstowe just before 8:45 p.m., and all passengers were allowed off board to leave. Then, at 9 p.m., 2.5 hours since Kevin had last been seen, the captain instigated further searches. It was not until 10:45 p.m., 4 hours and 15 minutes after Kevin went missing, that emergency services were informed. The HM Coast Guard then started a man overboard search. The Viking Viscount ferry was then allowed to leave at 11 p.m. along with 3 other ships to search the waters until 1:30 a.m. But Kevin was not located, and his body has never been found. A missing person investigation was subsequently launched by Suffolk Constabulary, and more than 30 witness statements were taken from people who had been on the ferry and may have came into contact with Kevin. Most of these inquiries were working crew members. No sources state there being an official search of the Viscount Viking. Supposedly, the seas were calm that day. His brother Danny said, quote, Kevin had been on boats for years, so the chances of him falling overboard were slim. He said, quote, the amount of people on deck, someone would have seen something if he had gone overboard. There is no way nobody would have seen. A key phone call has remained a mystery in Kevin's case. Tom, Kevin's brother, was rung from Felixstowe to tell him Kevin was missing. Recalling, he said, quote, I have got some disturbing news. Something terrible has happened to your brother. And a crew member came and saw me. Immediately left the boat. I can't tell you what he said, but don't let it go. Something terrible happened. When questioned by police, the man said it was just speculation and wouldn't give any further information. Apparently, the family met with the police regularly at the beginning of the investigation. Tom said, quote, I saw the chief constable with Dad. He was adamant Kev had been killed and asked me who I think did it in his office. Unknown to the family, police have recorded the case as a missing person, not a murder inquiry. Eventually, Kevin was declared dead, and a death certificate was provided. However, this was before 7 years had elapsed, which is the length of time required before a missing person can be officially declared as deceased. No answers were given for this. The case was later reinvestigated, but nothing new came of it. Someone, if not many, at least one person knows what happened to Kevin. We just have to hope they come forward, that maybe their guilty conscience will get the best of them, so we can find out what really happened to Kevin. When Kevin's brothers were asked what they would say to those who know what happened to Kevin, they said, quote, "Tell the truth. Get it off your mind. No one is getting younger. Who wants to die with that knowledge and guilt? Why don't they help us out of our misery? Mum and Dad had to die without knowing. We would like to know the truth. We know that they know." They said, quote, "We just have to live our lives without being forgotten by the world." Anyone with information about Kevin Dundon's disappearance is asked to contact the joint Norfolk and Suffolk Major Crime Review and Unsolved Case Team at this number, or email at this email. Or you can anonymously contact Crimestoppers at this number or online at this address. All of this will also be linked in the description, so you don't have to pause the video, you can just look at the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe down below for more. Comment down below what you think of this case and what you think might have happened, and I will talk to you guys soon.